Hello and welcome to Operation Remote Resilience. My name is Janel Norton and I'm a certified Warriors at Ease teacher. And today I'm going to guide you through a 30-minute yoga chair class that's designed to open up our side body and our hips. So enjoy. All right, so today we're going to sit nice and tall in our chair and start with a little box breathing. So have your hands on your knees or your thighs, wherever they feel comfortable, nice and tall in the spine. A lot of times we're usually sitting like this, where we have this slouch asana going on, so we want to be tall. So if that means you come to the edge of your seat, that can kind of help. We're trying to get a nice opening through the front of the body so that we can really draw the breath in nice and deep. Have your feet grounded, and then maybe think about lifting your toes and then spread them nice and wide and set them back down onto the mat and feel that nice big imprint of your feet here. And then notice if you're maybe even through all four corners here, you might be kind of leaning off to one side or the other. So nice and grounded and rooted into the feet. And the knees are going to be right over the ankles. The hips are grounded, sits bones, feel them nice and rooted into your chair. Feel your shoulder blades splay back and down. So we have a nice little opening here across the chest. And see if we can get our shoulders to be aligned right over our hips. So we're in the shape of almost like a little L chair here. And then the crown of the head is nice and tall. Think about the chin being in line with the floor. And then think about sending the back of your head just slightly behind you. And you'll feel a nice little space come into the cervical spine. And from here, you can either close eyes or you can take a soft gaze at the floor and just feel yourself breathing. You don't have to change the breath here in any way yet. We're just noticing how we breathe in this nice tall seat. It might be a lot different than when we're sitting all rounded through the body. So just being here is already doing a little something. We're getting some opening in the body. And then from here, we're going to begin to draw that air down into the lower lobes of the lungs for a count of 4. So on the in-breath, a big deep inhale at the belly, expand, 2, 3, 4. Air is all the way to the top. Hold for a count of 2, 1. Exhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hold empty at the bottom for a count of 2, 1. And begin again. Inhale for a count of 4. I'll let you do your own internal count here. Hold at the top for a count of 2. And exhale for a count of 4. Draw that belly into the spine. Get all the stale air out. And hold empty for 2. And begin again. And you can maybe start to feel, as we get into this little rhythm of breath, that the mind isn't going off in all different directions as much. It will still get pulled away with thought, but we're concentrating here on the count, the length of the breath in and out of the body, feeling the ribs expand, the belly stretches, and then feel that nice release happening. Maybe start to feel a little bit of tension release from the shoulders and the hips and the face on each exhale. Just remain here with that box breath for another 3 rounds. Inhaling for 4, holding for 2, exhaling for 4, holding at the bottom for 2. Take 2 more rounds with your breath. Beautiful. At the bottom of that last breath, go ahead and release that hold. And you can let the count fall away, but just remain now with these nice, big, deep breaths in and out throughout our practice. So if you come into anything that feels a little challenging, or you're going a little too far past your edge, you'll notice the breath will get short, or you'll start to hold the breath. That's an indicator that you just want to back out of that a little bit. So from here, we're We'll just work into the neck real quickly here, which is where we hold most of our tension in our traps and our shoulders. So again, we're nice and tall here in the spine. Pretend like you have a pointer at the end of your nose and you're just starting to draw some circles in front of you with that nose. So start small and then maybe start to explore broadening those circles a little bit more. It doesn't matter what direction you're going because we'll switch. And just kind of feel into that neck. You might hear some snappy, crackly pops. That's pretty normal for most of us, as long as you don't find any pain happening. If you do, then back out of these circles, make them as small as you need to. Keep breathing deep. The next time that you come all the way to the top, pause, and then take those circles the opposite direction a few rounds. Nice and loose in the shoulders, noticing if they're coming up to the ears, let them go down and back. We're just moving through the neck here nice and gently, still tall in the spine. Good. Go ahead and finish up this last circle, riding that all the way up to the top. Pause. And exhale, bring that chin back to neutral. Go ahead and take your gaze over towards your right shoulder. See how far you can get that chin to travel towards the right. You can stay right here and just breathe. Maybe you can take this left arm and maybe baby bind it behind the back. Let that left shoulder head drop down and back. Just feel the chin kind of edging towards that right shoulder and feel into that left side of the trap and shoulder here. Take 3 deep breaths. Good, deep breath in. Go ahead and bring that chin back to neutral. Release the bind if you had it there. Take 1 breath here, restack the spine. Exhale. Then we'll take that on the other side. Inhale. Let that chin travel towards your left shoulder. Feel into the right trap and shoulder. And see where you go on this side. It might be a lot less or it might be deeper than the other. It's okay. Just feel where you need to stretch here on this side. Then you can decide if you want that little bind. Maybe bringing that right arm behind the back so the palm of the hand is facing out. And we're drawing that right shoulder a little down and back, and you're getting a nice little opening here for the front girdle of the shoulder as that chin is drawing over towards that left shoulder, and we're breathing. We're tall in the spine for 2 more deep breaths here. Nice long exhale. Good. Inhale, draw that chin back, bring the hand back to the lap. And if you want to make any kind of shoulder rolls here, let any more tension go that's there. And then we'll just try to heat the body up a little bit here with some chair sun salute poses. So again, nice and rooted into the feet. Bring your arms down to your sides, palms face up. Inhale up nice and tall. And as you exhale, we're going to reverse swan dive, palms face down, flat spine, start to draw the heart towards the knees. You might come here, you might be able to come all the way down. Maybe allow those hands to come either to the shins, your ankles, maybe they meet the earth. Inhale to a half back, come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold back down. Good, flat back, reverse swan dive, engage that lower back and core, all the way back up to the peak of the mountain. Eye gaze might meet at the fingertips if that's okay for the neck. And then exhale, bring them down to heart center. Good. We'll try that again. Hands come down to the sides. Inhale, sweep up. On the exhale, hands come down. Find that dive forward, flat spine. Keep drawing the crown of the head forward, chest is open. And then find your fold here. Maybe hands to shins, maybe to the feet or the earth. Inhale, half back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good, reverse swan dive, flat back, strong lower back engagement here, all the way back up to the peak of the mountain. Exhale down to heart. Good. Make it a little bit of a moving meditation here. Drop arms down. Last round. Inhale it up. Exhale, swan dive to the earth. Maybe this time you can come all the way. Just see what that lower back needs here. Inhale to that half back. Exhale, fold in. Good. Engage the back and core. Sweep the arms wide. Flat back all the way to the peak of the mountain. Exhale, bring it down to heart. Good. So we're going to take some side bends here. Take your left hand on the opposite, you guys, over towards that right knee. And then we're going to take the right arm all the way up and start to explore, taking that side bend here towards the left. So you just want to keep the leverage of that left hand on the outer right thigh here. Keep that spine about as long as you can as you lean. So we don't want to like kind of round here. We want to stay nice and tall. The shoulders still lined over the hips. And we're breathing. Feel every inhale create a lot of space along the intercostals on the right side of the body here as we reach through the right fingertips. And we're still anchored into the seat with our glutes. So if that right glute is lifting, back out a little bit. Take 2 more breaths. Beautiful. On the exhale, right obliques draw us back up. Go ahead and bring that right arm down and give it a little shake. Let all the blood rush back in there. And then we'll take that on the other side. So the right hand comes to the left palm. Inhale that left arm up nice and tall. Find that length first and then start your journey towards your right. So the shoulders again are aligned over the hips. Eye gaze can be neutral, looking forward. You can have eye gaze at the ground. Maybe if it's okay for the neck, you can gaze up if that feels okay at that extended hand. And just breathe in and dangling here, noting the breath. If that breath has gotten shorter, you're holding it, back out a little bit. You can get just as much length along the left side of the body. Like reaching tall, you don't have to do the whole lean. Good. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here. Good. On the exhale, draw yourself all the way back up tall. Bring hands down to your knees. And then just sit here for 3 deep breaths and feel that energy that you just moved around on that side spine, left and right. Good. And then from here, we're going to take a little hip opener here. We're preparing, ultimately, we're going into a warrior 2 today. So we want to make sure that we have our side body nice and open, a little bit in hip flexors and the hips. So go ahead and take your right knee, and you can either cross that knee over the top and then just maybe get a little lean forward. The other way you can do this is crossing at the ankles. Or if you have it in your practice for a full chair pigeon, you can take that right foot, keep flexion in the foot, and keep it on top of that left thigh. So wherever you are on this side, just feel into your knee here, tall spine. Stay right here and just breathe. You should feel this in that, a little bit in the outer right T-band, but you're feeling it in that outside right hip. And then if you want to deepen this one, go incrementally, start to bring the sternum towards that right shin, keeping the spine nice and long. And we breathe. Notice if you come into this and the breath gets short, notice if the shoulders are creeping up by your ears, keep them down the back. So the back is still flat and long. We're not rounding out here. We're keeping that back engaged, the lower back, and the shoulders are sliding down the back, and we're breathing. Try to keep the breath even and deep. You might find after a few breaths, a little space may start to open up. If that's the case and you want to move in a little more, incremental little movement into that space. And you can sit here still or maybe get a little bit of a wiggle side to side. Might feel nice. Just feel into the side. We're going to be here for another 5 deep breaths. Good. You might be at a little different breathing rhythm, but this should be 5 here for most of us. Inhale. Nice, long, complete exhale. Inhale, stack that spine tall, nice and slow. And go ahead and take that right leg, give it a little shake, a little wiggle. Good. And then plant that right foot. We'll try that on the other side. Each side's going to be different, so maybe you're here on this side. You just cross that leg over, maybe a little bend. You might be able to slide it up a little more. If that's not in your practice, you can keep those ankles crossed, or you can even have a book or a stool in front of you. Otherwise, maybe we take that left heel up towards that right knee. Flexion here in the foot. So when I say we're talking dorsiflexion here, you don't want that foot to be wonky like this because that's going to mess up the knee joint. So we want to be like we're standing on that right wall with this left foot. And then you can just press open here, stay. If you are invited to go in a little bit deeper, you can start to move the heart forward. So breathe here nice and deep wherever you are and feel all that space that's being created in that right hip socket. And again, you can stay static. You can take that movement. You can have eyes open or closed. Notice if you're rounding through the spine, keep it nice and long. Shoulders are guiding down the back. And we'll take 5 more deep breaths right here. Good. Take one more inhale. Nice long exhale. Inhale, stack that spine tall. And very carefully and slowly release that side, wherever it is. Give it a little shake, wiggle. Good. All right, we're getting there. So let's get just a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. So if you can, you're at the edge of your seat, bring your legs long in front of you. You can have as deep of a bend behind those knees as you need to. Press the heels away, draw your toes back towards you, and then take your arms up nice and tall. And then exhale like you have a big beach ball here. You're trying to hand to me. Stay nice and long in the spine. And then when you can't go any further, let those hands land either on the shins, the upper thighs. You're feeling this in the lower back, but you should also feel it in the back of the calves and the back of the hamstrings. Shoulders back, guiding the head forward. Take 4 more deep rounds of breath here. Beautiful. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, slowly walk yourself all the way back up. And then we bring those knees in. Good. Just a little bit of core here, sitting tall. Draw that right knee in. And then draw that foot out. Good. Draw that right knee in. You're going to feel this in that right hip flexor now. Draw it out. You can have flexion or you can be pointing with the foot, whatever feels good. 3. Good. We got 2 more. Draw that knee in. Push the foot away. 4. Last one. Exhale. And land that right foot. Try that on the other side. Inhale, draw that knee up. Straighten that leg out. 1. So we're tucking that knee in as we flex and extend. This is 3. Feel that heat now in that left hip flexor. 4. Keep that belly nice and tight. Last one. Inhale, tuck in. Exhale, lengthen. Nice. And then set that down. Good. Make any little wiggles that you need to. And we are ready, I think, for our warrior 2s. So to come into warrior 2, we're going to come sideways on the chair. We'll go to the right first. So this right leg is going to be onto the right side of the chair, and you're going to have to be at the edge of your seat here. Take that left leg and draw it as long away from you as you can. You want to try to root into the outer edge of that left foot and try to straighten that leg. Just don't hyperextend that knee. And then you're going to take your right arm forward over that right knee. The left arm is going to reach back. You're going to feel a nice big opening. Now you know why we got those hip flexors heated up here. So feel that left hip flexor. The gaze is right over that front middle finger. The crown of the head is tall. Shoulders are over the hips. Feel the feet grounded. Feel that knee going towards the right. So you should be able to see your big right toe on the inside of that right knee. Really nice and strong as you reach out each direction with the arms. And we breathe. Feel the core holding you in the space. Good. One more breath in. Long exhale. Flip that front palm, reverse. So take that left hand and land it somewhere on that left leg. Reach that right arm up nice and tall. Feel that nice side body stretch. Again, eye gaze can be wherever it feels appropriate for your neck. Take one more breath. Exhale, find warrior two once again. And then we're going to extend that forward. So reach forward now. You'll feel the torso drifting over that front right knee. And then take that elbow to the inside of that right leg. Lift that left arm up. And you're going to keep rotating towards the front of the room. Reach high through those left fingertips. Some of you might have it in your practice to come all the way down to the floor and extend long through the side body if that's you. Otherwise, stay up here. Use the breath as your guide. If you're starting to come deeper and you're holding here, then come back out. We'll make it there another day. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Good. Now on the exhale, left obliques are going to draw us all the way back up, warrior two. And then go ahead and come out of that. Bring your hands to your hips, wiggle your legs back, sit tall here just for a moment. Tall spine, maybe close the eyes and feel all the sensations in those places that we just opened up. And you might feel very uneven here from one side to the other. So let's go ahead and fix that. Taking it over towards the left. Plant that left foot, come to the edge of your seat here. Bring that right leg long behind you, root into the outer edge of that right foot, straight. So we're engaging this right quad here also. You can see the big toe on the inside of that knee. The knee is right over the ankle. Arms come out, shoulders over hips. Eye gaze soft over that front middle finger. And we breathe here. Notice if there's any little wiggles. We don't have to be stuck in cement when we come in these poses. You might come in and be like, oh, I can fix that a little bit right there. It might feel a little better for your body. Do that. Wiggle it around however you need to. Just breathe. Feeling strong, feeling tall, feeling balanced here. One more breath in. Exhale, flip that front palm. We're reversing our warrior. So all we're doing is opening now this left side of the body by reaching that arm up. Eye gaze can be anywhere it feels good for you. Keep drawing that right shoulder down and maybe slightly behind. This hand can be landing anywhere on this right leg as it feels appropriate for you. At the top of each inhale, you're going to feel that really big stretch along the left side. Take 2 more deep breaths. Good. On the exhale, go ahead and find warrior two again. Big inhale here. As you exhale, start to reach towards your left. Reach, reach, reach as long as you can. Left elbow inside the knee. Raise that right arm up. So the shoulders are still aligned with the hips. We're not rounding forward here. A lot of times we'll see people be like, I need to make it down to the ground, and then they'll do that. But we're collapsing in the whole front of the body. The idea here is to stay nice and in line. And then if you're here and you can start to come down and stay with this upper body alignment, then maybe you can reach down. Then maybe those right fingertips will reach over. It's not a goal to get there. It's just how it feels for you on the side and in your body. So it doesn't matter what you look like. It matters what you feel like. Stay here for 3 more breaths. One more inhale. Use those right obliques to pull you all the way back up. Warrior two, inhale. Exhale, go ahead and release that side. Draw those knees back through center. Good, sit nice and tall here. Plant those feet, maybe pick those toes up again, spread them wide, set them back on your mat. Find the shoulders aligned over the hips, crown of the head is tall. Maybe close the eyes here or soft gaze at the ground. Feel what's going on now that we just did that side. Notice the feet grounded and rooted here into your mat or the floor. Notice any perhaps heat or sensations all the way up the calves to the knees, and the backs of the thighs and the glutes. You feel the weight of your body here drawing down into the glutes as they rest onto this chair. Feel the shoulders glide down and back. Arms dangle heavy. Palms warm as they rest on the thighs. Maybe a slight little natural curl here in the fingertips. The jaw and the face are soft. And then here you can be with your breath for as long as you need to. From here, start to maybe bring a little bit of wiggle into the toes. Maybe a little wiggle into the fingers. Maybe a little wiggle into the head. If the eyes are closed, you might start to flutter them open. Maybe start to find a little deeper breath coming in and out of the body. Thank you so much for joining me as part of the Warriors at Ease Operation Remote Resilience. I hope you enjoyed the class. This video will be available to the public on the Warriors at Ease YouTube channel shortly. Make sure you subscribe to Warriors at Ease channels so that you never miss a class. And please consider visiting the link in the description below to make a donation to keep these classes going free for all. It's viewers like you that make it possible for teachers like me to provide these services. This is Janel signing off for Warriors at Ease, Operation Remote Resilience in Health, Resilience, and Connection.